everybody, this is Sherry, and this is my No Chew Food channel for all of you out there who cannot chew your food or for some other reason you need to be on a soft food diet. Now what I've been doing in these videos is taking recipes and some of your favorite foods and showing you how you can turn them into foods that you can still eat even though you can't chew. So today we're going to do the same thing with shepherd's pie. Now shepherd's pie has three components: mashed potatoes, the meat mixture, and the gravy. So I would recommend that you make one of these components ahead of time, either the mashed potatoes or the meat mixture, so that you're not spending all of your time in the kitchen at one time. So that's what I did. I made the mashed potatoes ahead of time, and today we're going to get started on the meat mixture. We're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a skillet. We're going to let that get hot. And we're going to add a half of a medium onion. We're going to add a half a carrot chopped. And we're just going to cook those for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to add a half a pound of hamburger meat. And just brown your hamburger meat. And after your hamburger meat is browned, you're going to want to drain the grease off of it, unless you're using really lean ground beef. This is 85-15 ground beef, so it's got some grease in it. So just drain that off. Now we're going to add some salt, just to taste. Some pepper. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of liquid Aminos by Bragg. You can add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire if you like, but I prefer the Aminos. Just gives it a little more flavor. And then about a handful of frozen peas, small handful. And just stir that all together. And then we're going to move this to the food processor and do our pureeing. So now we're going to puree the meat mixture. And I also wanted to show you, I don't think you got a good look at it a while ago, but this is the liquid Aminos by Bragg that I like to use instead of the Worcestershire sauce. So you might want to give this a try. It tastes like soy sauce. So we're just going to puree the meat. Just dump that in the food processor. And put the lid on it and let it go. I'm going to scrape the sides and let it go for a little bit longer. Okay, that looks good. So now we're going to set the meat aside and we're going to go to the stove and make our gravy. Now for our gravy, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to whisk that in. And we're just going to cook the flour for a minute or 2, just to cook out that raw flour flavor. And I'm going to add a little salt, a little pepper, and keep whisking. Now after this is cooked for about a minute and a half, I'm going to start adding my cream. But you can use regular milk, almond milk, you can even use chicken broth or vegetable broth if you want to. But just keep in mind you want to keep whisking it so that it doesn't get lumps. So we'll start to add our milk. And we're just going to cook this over a medium-high heat until it gets thick. This is looking like the consistency that I want, so I'm going to remove it from the heat, and then we're going to start putting all of this together. Okay, here we are with all of our ingredients, and we're ready to put this shepherd's pie together. We have our yummy looking meat mixture. Just kidding, it looks like dog food, but it's going to taste great. Our mashed potatoes and our gravy. Now we're going to mix our gravy in with our meat mixture. Just mix that together. Smells good. It smells like shepherd's pie. So now all we have to do is layer the meat and the mashed potatoes. So just put a layer of the meat on a small baking dish. I have a rectangular Pyrex dish. This is going to make enough so that you can have leftovers, or you can freeze it and have some for later. And then we put our mashed potatoes on top. This is your typical shepherd's pie recipe, but it's going to be a no-chew version. Spread the potatoes out. Now we're just going to sprinkle some paprika on top of that, lightly. I'm going to put this in a toaster oven at 350 for about 10 or 15 minutes. Our delicious shepherd's pie is out of the oven, and I'm going to dish it up for you now so you can see what it looks like. Smells wonderful. This pan is still a little bit hot, but as you can see, it has a consistency that you're going to be able to chew without any problems because we pureed the meat. But it has all the ingredients of a shepherd's pie in it, so you're going to have all the flavors of a shepherd's pie. It just isn't going to look like your normal shepherd's pie. So I hope that you incorporate this into your diet, and I hope that you come back and join me for more videos. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.